All right, coming up on this very special episode of Bro, Do You Even Talk Pinball, we've got the Winchester Mystery House, Walking Dead Remastered. Goran joins us on the podcast. Everybody's been waiting at least 10 years for this. Star Wars impressions. Plus, if you stick around to the end, Kevin and I will review Tron Aries, the movie. We both saw it. Stick around for that. All that and more coming right up.
Double super jackpot!
I need a ramp. I need a loop. I want targets I can hit. I need the scoop. I need a double super jackpot in my life. That's right.
Casting Nick Lane and Kevin Manny of Buffalo Pinball. Whoa, boom shakalaka. Boom shakalaka. What's going on, everybody? I'm Kevin. That's Nick. Nick, big news this month.
Big news. Big news is that Goran is joining us for the podcast. There's bigger news than that.
There is bigger news than that.
But I that is big news.
Yeah.
Goran, you want to say hi?
Yeah, well, let me switch over to the Goran shot here. I don't have it on my quick. There he is.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
It's me, Nick.
Yeah.
I'll change that later. Don't worry about it. This is stream stuff. We're new to this.
You might have thought that Goran, because he uses caps locks, would just come on and be screaming the entire time, but that's not how he communicates.
Sorry.
No, we just turned my mic down to 40%.
Yeah.
That's right. We turn him down to 40%. We get him around 11 a.m. where he's not totally cranked up for the day yet. So,
Correct.
all right.
So you guys should know Goran from Topper Talk. Now he's moved into the big seat for this episode. Goran, when did you start watching the Brody Even Pinball and Brody Even Talk Pinball?
Well, I remember the stream where Martha accidentally let it leak early that you made Twitch partner. So
Okay.
It's going way back.
those were early ones. So I've been here for a long time.
That was probably maybe 2016. So were you like 15, 16 at the time?
Correct.
All right. Well, dreams come true. Look where you are now. You've done it.
You know what?
All the life accomplishments.
We did it.
All right. Well, and again, if anybody hasn't seen Goran's show that he did, it's Carl, right? He archived it on YouTube, or he captured the video.
Yeah.
Now
So
it's on
if
your
anyone
channel.
he did a screen recording. If anyone wants to see that, reach out to me. I can send it to you. I did a fun one man cabaret in New York a few weeks ago, and it was a lot of fun. There was a loose pinball theme to it, and it was a blast.
All right, Martha and I watched it on the big screen, and I couldn't turn away. So
Thank you.
there you go. It was a fun ride.
Thank you.
And
All
it had a nod to us too, because there at the end his outro music was double super jackpot. So we appreciate that.
Loved it. Okay, all right. Well, let's talk about. We got an update, right?
Yeah.
Kevin, why don't you take over for that part?
Sure. Yeah. So this is my news. So you may have heard that I am now officially connected, working with Multimorphic. Let's see. We put this one on. So I'm officially working with Multimorphic, helping with their communications, social media, community building, all sorts of good stuff like that. So basically, the stuff I do, but doing it with Multimorphic in an official capacity. We've worked with them indirectly. They've been a partner on the show for a number of years. I've been going down there doing their reveals and showing off their new games for a long time, and showing off all the stuff in my collection too. Obviously, I'm a big P3 fan. Have been for a long time, and I love Portal, and it was like the perfect time for me to jump on board and connect with them. And I was like, let's take this to the next level. I love what you guys are doing. This machine's amazing. Let's do it. So in thinking about that, it was like, it doesn't make sense for me to continue on as like a talking head on a podcast while I'm working directly with a pinball company. Like, it wouldn't be fair to the listeners. It wouldn't be fair to Nick or myself to come on here and he'd be either just not say anything the whole show because I can't, it's like not right for me to like talk trash about another company or anything, or say things that might not be favorable about another pinball company when I'm working with another one. So I was like, here's what we're going to do. So for the next 2 episodes, so we have the shows through the end of the year. This month and next month, it's gonna be me acting as producer on the show. Nick's gonna have a guest host. It's Goren this month, different one next month, and then beyond that, Nick's gonna take the show and run with it. He's gonna do amazing things. I'm gonna focus 100% on Multimorphic when I'm not 100% at my day job. It's like there's something wrong with us. We like do our work and then we're like, we need more work. Let's make it pinball work. But yeah, so that's kind of how we're gonna approach it. So Nick's gonna run with it. There's no saying I never come back to the show. We could come back around eventually, but for the time being, that's how it's gonna go. Nick, any thoughts?
No, the storyline is that Kevin's going to be in a coma, right?
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
We'll see if Kevin comes out of the coma.
The very special episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Caffeine pills or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, listen, I love doing this every month with Kevin. The whole genesis of the show was, I mean, obviously we had the stream, but Kevin and I for years and years would get together once a week and grab tacos and we would talk pinball. And it was just like, well, why don't we just put a mic in front of us? Because we have kind of a good back and forth. And I think it worked out very well because I always just enjoyed talking to my good friend Kevin, making stupid jokes that other people find funny, and I'll definitely miss that part. And I do hope that maybe one day Kevin comes back to the show. We'll see. It's my intent to keep the stream going. Obviously, it's going to be altered, so it's all subject to change, but the thought process is, and Kevin and I talked about this a little bit, is probably reduce the show to maybe once a quarter, just because I've got a lot going on in my life. It's going to be a little bit harder to produce it all on my own. But the goal always is and always has been to do a high quality show, right? Like there might it's not like it's always high production quality, but just to be interesting for all the amount of time that we're talking. And then what I envision the show to be, in that point is bringing on some guest hosts. I have some in mind. I'll be reaching out to them, and I think that will just introduce some nice variety to the show. And I think it'll be fun. And I think the important thing is that I can go forward doing a show like that where I look forward to it. And if I'm looking forward to it and having fun, then it's going to be a good show. And that's always the most important thing, right? So there we go. And we thought, who better to have on these last 2 shows when we're going to bring somebody else in to kick it off is Goran. So super excited to have Goran on the show. He's been such just a good fan, viewer, follower, contributor to Buffalo Pinball for so many years now. And it's like every time we do a podcast or stream, the chat's always kind of the third person in the room. And that's what's made this fun over the years. So I'm happy to do that. Kev, let's move.
Before I part ways for the show, you'll see me back at the end for the Tron Aries discussion. I can still talk about that. I want to give a quick plug. Shout out the Multimorphic. So if you're not following the Multimorphic social media channels, check them out. This is where you're going to see a lot of what I'm doing. This reel I put up earlier today, Friday. It topped 100,000 views. So this is like the most. It's like the most successful content I've ever produced, work or otherwise. It's just blown up. It's like mini viral, I would say. So it's gotten tons of engagement. It kind of reinforces my beliefs on what we could do with this brand, this license with Portal. It's really cool. Check it out. We've been doing giveaways. We've been doing crazy like memes and stuff like that. So if you want some fun stuff, this is where you're gonna find me. Check out their games. Obviously, I love them, and you guys are gonna too. So with that, I'll hand it over to my good friends Goran and Nick.
All right, let's. Well, we gotta do some partner things, don't we?
Yeah,
that's
right.
super important. Let's get that up there. All right. Shout out to our premier partner, Flippin' Out Pinball. Flippin' Out Pinball. Flip N as in Nick, outpinball.com. That is where you go. Folks, if you're going to buy a pinball machine, just go there. Make your life easy. Zach and his team, they'll take care of you, right? If you have any problems with your game, they have the nice white glove customer service. They'll help you get it resolved. Just been an absolute pleasure working with Zach for a number of years now. That's where I buy all my games, so flippingoutpinball.com. And then shout out to our other partners. Many are long-standing. We've got Pinball Life Pinball Life, you go for pinball parts. I've been buying parts from them since 2011. We got Comet Pinball for LEDs and lighting for your pinball machines. Titan Pinball, titanpinball.com. They've got silicone rings, so that's something that you're going to need to replace. They've got pinballs, not machines, pinballs. So if you got to replace those every once in a while, use coupon code Buffalo, save 10%. We got pinside.com, the go-to place to talk all things pinball, buy and sell games, rate games, throw opinions that are unsubstantiated out there, whatever you want to do. That's pinside.com. Multimorphic, Kevin is the official shill. He's made it official. He is now shilling for Multimorphic. Kevin, obviously, a huge fan of the P3. We might even get a P3 at the club, so we'll see. Maybe I will be a convert one day. That's multimorphic.com. And then last but not least, our friend Rob from Hall & Oates. Hall & Oates, Hall & Oates Moving. So he's got a new website. This makes it easy. This is, you look up, here we go, guys. You can actually find Rob now. Go to northeastpinballmoving.com. So if you are in the Northeast, I love that name, makes it easy, and you want a pinball machine moved from point A to point B, Rob is your guy. He'll go wrap it up, get it to you, bring it. If you got stairs, that's the worst thing in the world. He'll take it down the stairs and set it up for you, white glove service. That's northeastpinballmoving.com.
All right. So I don't know where you guys are. There you are.
All right. And rumor has it that Rob will be the host next month. He's got a top 10 list he's working on, which won't say anything more on that, but I'm looking forward to having Rob on the podcast next month. Okay. All right, let's go to news. Now, this is the funny thing is Kevin and I did a podcast not long ago. It feels like just yesterday. And a lot has happened because, of course, there was Pinball Expo. So a lot of news to get through. We'll start off with what was announced, I think, within just a few days of our last podcast, which is the Winchester Mystery House. The Winchester Mystery House is another game, surprisingly, from Barrels of Fun. I say surprisingly because they had just released Dune back in, May? And they're pulling out another game right now, which was, I don't think, on anybody's radar. So Kev's got a nice video showing on the screen of this. This is a quasi-original theme. It's actually based on a house that's in California. I think it's in San Diego. I could be wrong. And interesting theme choice, but it's basically got like kind of this haunted mansion vibe to it. It's made by Carl D'Angelo, which many people know as an amazing competitive player, runs some great tournaments, is a streamer for a number of years. Carl's very well known and respected in this space, and this is his first pinball machine. Didn't know he was making one, and it looks pretty damn good, I've got to say. They're only going to make 525 units. The MSRP is $11,600, and apparently they sold out basically in one day, which is amazing for, again, a quasi-original theme. I had no idea what Winchester Mystery House is. I guess there's the technicality is that they sold out to distributors. Maybe all games have been sold and accounted for right now. I haven't kept up on that. Goran, do you know?
They sold out. They sold out very quickly in terms of to distributors, but then I want to say within a day and a half, can't find it anywhere. I mean, it was a true sellout rapidly.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing. I mean, I wouldn't have predicted another game from Barrels of Fun so soon. I wouldn't have predicted that they would make a quasi-original theme that would sell out in one day. So a lot of surprise with this, but I think it's just a testament to them looking like they knocked it out of the park. I mean, I saw this game and I was thinking about buying it, and I never buy a game that I don't play, right? Like, and I think that says a lot. Ultimately, I didn't buy it. It's a lot of money for pinball, even these days. Again, I think Barrels of Fun still need to prove themselves in this space, right? This is only their third game, but man, that's good on them. That's impressive, and congrats to Carl. So, Goran, let's go to you. What do you think about this game?
So I have one on order. I'm very excited. I'm extremely excited for a variety of reasons. One, Carl is a close friend of mine. We have played tons of things in VR. We went to Epic Universe here in Orlando. But on top of that, it does have a Haunted Mansion vibe to it. It really does. And I don't think we're going to see a Haunted Mansion pin anytime soon. And this really captures that haunted feeling to it. I think the theme is super fun. And then on top of that, I have a lot of faith in Carl. Eric Pripke's on software. I know Carl's working on a lot of the rules, but Eric is implementing. I have a lot of faith in him. I got to tour the Barrels factory the day after Dune was released, and I'm super excited. And, a close friend's debut game really helped sweeten the pot there too. So I am in, and I am very, very excited.
Yeah, I'm jealous. Do you know when you're getting your game? Any indication? I think there's some are on location. They're starting with like locations first, and then they're going to go out to collectors.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure right now. That's okay. I'm not in a huge rush, to be honest. I have 19 games and I need to figure out where this is actually fitting. It's gonna go here in Orlando, but I still need to rearrange things in the garage. So not in a huge rush right now.
I've got a suggestion. I think you should also get a place in Buffalo.
Okay, yeah, of course.
In addition, and you can hang out at the club, come here
Yeah.
like a few months out of the year, win-win.
I'll make a note of that. Great.
Okay, make it write down.
Yep, got it. You got it, Nick.
What else? So you were sold on the game. That's impressive. It makes all the sense of what you're saying.
The theme is really, really interesting. I was not familiar with the theme or the Winchester Mystery House at all, but I did some research and learned a bit about it. And I believe it is, if I, I'm not an expert on it, but if I remember correctly, it has to do with the Winchester family and like as in the Winchester gun, and it's the wife or the widow, the Winchesters, and she went to fortune teller, something along the lines of that, and felt she was being haunted by all the ghosts that the Winchester rifles killed, and she was told to build a house and never stop building, and the spirit that'll keep the spirits away. So, that's it's a really interesting and odd theme, and I was not familiar with it prior to this, but I also know that Carl's mentioned, on different podcasts and things, that it has a very deep rule set. There are 13 rooms to explore. The game can change depending on what order you explore the different rooms. It seems like it will be a great game to explore at home. I think it's going to be a tough game. I don't think it'll be a miserably tough game, but I think it's going to be a tough game and something that you can truly take time exploring at home in a home environment. But also knowing Carl being a tournament player, I'm sure it's going to be great for tournaments as well.
Yeah, I don't know how far along the code and software is. I mean, I watched kind of a short gameplay video a few weeks ago, and
there was like a percentage.
I'm looking forward to making this
out. I forget what that was. I think as of now, there is a lot there, but there's so much to go in terms of depth. But
yeah.
But there's, I believe he's mentioned he has a giant rule document and everything, and they're plugging away on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. Like we'll talk about Star Wars impressions later because Kevin and I both played it. I guess Kevin can't talk about it, but it's just night and day seeing a game like Star Wars and then the Winchester Mystery House, and it's just when somebody calls like Stern soulless, like that is maybe the best example that I can give to anybody. It's just full of passion, full of art and creativity. We'll see how it is, and the final product is. I guess I'm bummed that they only have 525 units. I think clearly they're probably surprised by that. They didn't make enough, right? If they sold out in a day.
Well, and there's a few things there. One, the 525, I believe, is based off of the address of the house. It's 525 something. So that's where that number came from. And then, when this game came out of the blue, literally out of nowhere, no one expected them to release anything. There were a few pieces of media that came out, and if I remember correctly, the thought is they're starting a smaller line, more of a boutique line where they can do more interesting, risky themes, because they didn't necessarily know that this was going to be a day one hit or sellout, right? So I think as still a newer business, they're being cautious, and this other line is they're going to have their Dunes and their Labyrinths and kind of those bigger names, but then they can have this smaller line to really explore some other interesting ideas that could be a hit like this or potentially a miss, but it not entirely harm the business.
Yeah, yeah. So bummer. I would have been on this game. I don't think I'll have access to it. Who knows? Maybe they come up for sale. But if the game's good, it's not really going to drop in price, and it's going to be hard to get one. So
Well,
congrats on
convince-
them. I wish there was more out there because I would love to add it to my collection. But it is what it is. I should have probably just grabbed it when it came up. But I think that as a rule of thumb, that's a generally terrible idea. The other thing that I look at this and like I've heard rumors that Barrels of Fun is not doing well. This is unsubstantiated. This is what somebody's told me, right? And I think that the fact that they brought this out so soon after Dune, which could obviously cut into Dune sales, kind of lends some credibility to that statement, right? Like, but now that they're selling out, that's very good for the company. So it looks like that move certainly paid off, which is good because I think Barrels of Fun can be a nice competitor in the space. I mean, we need more than just Jersey Jack or Stern or Spooky. I don't even say American Pinball because we'll talk about them later. But
when I toured the factory and getting a tour with David, their CEO, I was very pleased with what I saw. I had a great time, and I feel that they are in a good spot and have good plans and are heading in a great direction. This is their first game that I've owned. I played Dune the day after it came out. It was a lot of fun, and I've only played Labyrinth once at Allentown Pinfest, but I'm very pleased with what I've seen and what I've played and just the overall direction of the company. And, this game looks great. The Brad Albright's art looks great. The mechs look amazing. And, you can tell it wasn't a situation. They really let Carl run with this game. I feel like it doesn't look like you can tell when a designer designs something and then they come in and start cutting a bunch of the cool things. This is and I feel like Barrels is kind of starting to get known for building the games how they want them to be built, and I'm very excited.
all right, look at that. We're all positive on the first thing on the news. This is amazing. It's a totally different day. I guess Kevin was a negative one. Jeez. All right, let's move on. We'll see if we can keep the positive train rolling. I think it's going to progressively get less positive.
Yeah,
but-
I think so too. But
all right, and we got some live top talk coming up eventually.
Yes.
Okay, all right. The next announcement, not in necessarily any kind of order of announcement, but in recency. So we had The Walking Dead Remastered. This had been long rumored to be happening, so this rumor has proven to be true. I used to own Walking Dead Premium. I sold it. I mean, I thought it was a great game, but I just ended up selling it so I can buy a big Buck Hunter arcade game and to fund that. So for better or for worse, I don't own one anymore. I was curious to see what this would be like. I don't know if I would buy this game again, but let's talk about that. Kevin, let's throw it on the screen if you can. Let's get some visuals on it.
Yeah, it's
There
on
we
the
go.
screen.
Now, all right. Perfect. Okay, so we've got The Walking Dead Remastered. Stern has kept the pricing the same, which is good and a little surprising for now, but I think it's a good move. So we got LE, 500 units of that worldwide. Okay, interesting. That's $12,999, so basically $13,000 for the LE. And then the premium, which will be the same premium pricing as it has been for numerous other releases, is $9,699. This is a Spike 3 game. So this is their second Spike 3 game. And it's still based on the AMC series and not the comic book. I think some people thought it might be the comic book, but they've kept the AMC series. I don't know. There's some improvements on this that I'll highlight, like the Well Walker now kind of jiggles around and moves a little bit more. He moves independently. There's a smoother bicycle girl ramp, improved crossbow functionality. The LE has the expression lighting kit, which I like, and it also has an lighting on the outside. Like if you guys remember the Star Wars machine or Star Trek machine that Stern did well over 10 years ago, how that lit up on the LE. So it's got that. The biggest, I guess, some other changes is that they've added 2 of the voice actors series, so I think that's a good move. The original voice actor was just a generic kind of hillbilly kind of voice, so that's a good move as well. Let's talk about the art, because that's obviously maybe that's this change that is going to be most noticeable and people were talking about. Goran, what was your reaction when you saw this?
It's not my knowing what was there previously. It's not necessarily a direction I probably would have wanted to move in. I think it's very bright for the theme, and there's a lot going on. So personally, not my favorite for the theme, and kind of having a standard of what was there previously.
Yeah, I think the art is well done, right? I
Yes,
think
I
it's
agree.
maybe this. I think that maybe it's like the what I pick up on comments online is like the vividness, the brightness of it. They probably wanted it a little more muted. Although I think the art, you take that away, in my opinion, is better. I really hated the premium artwork. I thought it was really just an ugly machine in my collection. And you can have something that like is like a horror theme, right? And there's something that could be like a horror aesthetic, but like looks good, right? And I don't think Walking Dead Premium ever looked good. So
Sure.
I was I no one's ever going to me for thoughts on art and art advice, but I thought the art was definitely an improvement. I understand the criticisms of it being too bright. I think everything's oversaturated too when Stern releases it. So I'm guessing once again when people see it in person, it's going to be better. Um, but I personally like the art package on this better than the other one. Any kind of flaws or criticisms aside to it. No.
Yeah. I think it's the brightness is a huge part for me. It's just a lot. It's a lot on the eyes for the theme for me. But overall, I mean, I think you look at the art in general, and the artist did a great job. But it's also an adjustment. It's always an
Yeah.
adjustment, especially when you have something different and something to work off of, right?
Yeah. Walking Dead is a great game. It was at one point in time my favorite game in my collection. So it's good to see maybe a remaster of it and more of it out there. With that said, do I see myself buying it? I don't know, probably not. Like maybe if this game plummets in price, right? The
Yeah.
premiums get down to like 7,000 some, it'd be something that I would consider. I really like the layout of it. I like Lyman's rules. They're going to tweak and adjust the rules. I don't think that they need to do that in this game. Like that's never really been a complaint that I've heard or had. So we'll see what they do with it. This is kind of like a wait and see thing. I wonder how well this game's going to sell. There's so many games right now out in the space, and this is a nice anecdote. I was talking to Zach about this. Kevin, I don't know if I told you this. You're welcome to comment on it, but Zach said like this is like the best year that they've had. I thought this year would be bad when I see like a lot of games plummeting in price, but I guess
Yeah.
games are plummeting in price because so many used games are flooding the market, so people can buy all the new games. So this is best year. I'm shocked to hear that, especially when you see a lot of like Stern games get bought and sold within 6 months on the used market for $1,000, $2,000 less.
I'd be curious, I don't know if you can get this information, but just I'd be curious to see if it's the best year, but also if there is a shift more towards everyone but Stern with the price drops. Is he seeing better success with barrels and with Potter and JJP and whatever else? I'd be curious at also what the shift looks like from manufacturer to manufacturer from
Yeah.
last year or the year prior, and how that all shifts. But that's great to hear overall that it's been a good year. That's good for pinball.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I love talking to Zach. Maybe he'll be a future guest. So Zach,
Yeah,
if you're
pretty
hearing this,
cool.
we'll talk. Because I do like the business aspect of pinball and hearing that. So again, that was a surprise. I would have guessed that things were bad, but there have been a lot of good games. And like you mentioned, Goran Potter is a it's a good game. I played it. We probably should talk Potter.
I haven't played it yet, so
No, it's great.
yeah.
If you're listen, anybody who's a Powder fan, yeah, your day has been made. It's a great game. I'm highly
I'll
impressed
play
with
it.
it.
I'll play it at IAPA in a few weeks. It looks like Walking Dead will have its public debut at IAPA as well, so I'll be there, and I'm looking forward to that.
Okay, well, all right. If that's not enough, so we've had 2 games revealed. Now we've got another game. We'll move on. We've got Beetlejuice by Spooky. So, as soon as Winchester was announced, Spooky basically said, "No, we've got save your money. We've got Beetlejuice coming in as well." So, it didn't seem to have much of an impact because Winchester sold out. But yes, Beetlejuice is coming from Spooky. I guess people are excited about that. There's nothing for me personally. There's 999 units, and the price is 9999. It's so everybody's getting so cute with the pricing and the units with all that. But all right, so Goran, I'm just going to go to you because I don't have strong opinions on Beetlejuice.
Yeah, so I have a few different thoughts overall on I can add my 2 cents about the theme, and then also just on the overall release of it. So on the theme aspect, I had never
There's Martha.
Hi, Martha. Yeah, as you know, I don't watch movies, so I hadn't seen Beetlejuice the movie until probably what was the year, 2018, 2019, because there was a Broadway musical and my business partner was starring in it. So I finally got to watch the movie once. I think Beetlejuice is a fun theme in general. I very much enjoy the Broadway show, and I enjoyed the movie. But I'm curious with what they'll do with the game. I really have no idea. The game has been announced. The pricing has been announced. It's sold out, question mark. The whole thing's been weird. We know nothing about this game. We really know nothing about this game. What happened was Winchester came out. There have always been rumors about Beetlejuice. Stern allegedly had it at one point. I think Franchi did that artwork for it. I don't know. But then what happened was, I think some distributors like flipping out said, "Hey, just get on our list. If you're on our list, you'll be able to get one." But then other distributors, I think Pinball Star, started accepting deposits, but Spooky never confirmed anything. So it was a really, well, eventually, yes, a teaser trailer did come out, but this was even prior to the teaser trailer. I think a few distributors started accepting deposits and basically announced the theme before Spooky ever officially announced the theme. They just posted a GIF that was more of like a joke, but it was really weird. And then there were also deposits on the topper as well before anything was ever announced. So it was a very weird rollout.
Well, I mean, I think it's understandable that it was a weird rollout because the Winchester thing came out of nowhere, right? I mean, I don't know if Spooky knew about it or anybody, but it came out of nowhere. So I think it left them scrambling and panicking, like, "Hey, don't spend all the money. We've got this coming." So it kind of forced their hands.
Just the deposit thing was weird because Spooky didn't make the announcement. A distributor did and started accepting deposits. And then I think Zach made a post about like, "Hey, there's a rumored this and that. Just get on our list for the next day game and you'll get one." But another distributor was like, "All right, it's Beetlejuice, topper deposits and game deposits," which is fine. If they were allowed to do that, that's great. I'm just confused about seemed to be a miscommunication between everyone, which makes sense because that's what happens when you scramble. But it was I was just sitting there and I was very confused as to what was happening. And then once again, I had to laugh as the Topper Talk person of also deposits on the topper separately as well.
Well, let's speaking of toppers, let's move on from Beetlejuice.
Great.
Let's go to what everybody's here for. It's we've got the Kong topper, we've got Goren live tape.
Oh, we're here.
Kevin's gonna show it on the screen. There we go.
Yep.
All right, Goren. This is I've got opinions on it. I'm not a topper guy, right?
No, but
I've never bought a topper in my life.
I've had a few special guests on Topper Talk, but usually it's just me in my 3 to 5 minute allotment
in your office.
Yeah, in the office, in the study, in the garage, depends where I am. But yeah, just so it'll be fun to have a brief conversation about it. So
3 to 5 minutes.
3 to 5 minutes. Yeah, of course. So yeah, it's $1,400, which is toppers are expensive. There it is. You know what? I appreciate that there is. Stern puts out a lot of toppers where it's really only meant to be looked at from the front, and then there are these side pieces that are usually 2D. And yes, in a lineup, you're not going to see the game from the side, but if it's on an end, you can see from the side, and there's a lot of times a disconnect between the front and the side. I do appreciate that the marquee extends with those lights out to the side. I don't know if those lights on the side light up, but it at least gives a little bit of design. It's a bit boxy. That recently toppers have been very like, here is the box that you work in. So, not my favorite. Um, I love the Black Knight topper. Foo Fighters, I think as well. I love moving components or more of like the animatronic components of it all. So it was cool to have a Kong on top, but I believe it is the exact same Kong that is on the premium. So that's a little bizarre. We've moved away from now putting the name of the game and the name of the game. We now have toy and same toy on top of the topper. So, I think it's cool to look at and it's fun, but I think on it's a little weird to look at to see the exact same thing down low. The word board on the front is cool. I didn't, I don't know if I think it was El Rucco maybe who pointed this out. I don't know if it's canon that Kong knows English and can spell. But that's there. I also, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure what's written on it is configurable, which is cool. Could also get a little interesting with people, but that's an interesting thought as well. One thing that has driven me crazy are the two black screws or pieces to hold the front to the topper. It looks like they're with the little dot above the B and the exclamation point. I just wish they figured out a different way to adhere that hardware, because when you're looking at writing that's black and then having two black pieces of hardware where the writing is, it just looks really bizarre. So that's been a weird thing that I've been fixated on. But $1,400, it's expensive. I would have expected it to be $2,000 though. So, it's a bargain.
So you like this? You like this topper?
I have my gripes with it, but I like the movement of it all. I enjoy the movement of.
Well, okay. Well, here's the deal. This topper is such a garbage thing that they put together. They took the toy that's already in the game and put the toy again on top of the game.
Yes.
It's so fucking lazy. This is like any other company. Like this. Like, again, how do you talk about Stern? Okay. Talk about Stern versus like another company like Jersey Jack, or even like Barrels are starting to demonstrate that they're gonna do more, or Spooky, right? Like none of those companies would have just taken a toy that's in the game and then like slapped on the topper and sold it for $1,400. They would have done something different. The Kong toy is cool, but you don't need it twice in the game. What is it's just lazy garbage. It's just lazy garbage for $1,400.
I haven't played Kong yet either, so that's the thing. I do know that it's in the game, but I'm sure once you see it on top, it's kind of weird to see it repeated.
Lazy garbage. Lazy garbage.
So yeah. Thank you, Nick.
I'm glad Kevin, we can still hear Kevin laughing. I want to get Kevin
I have my
laughing.
mic off to the camera, to the audience, but you can hear me. I just turned it back on, but I'll turn it back off. You can hear me laugh.
No, you can laugh.
It's
Laughter is not rational. It's just an emotional thing that you cannot control. That's perfectly fine. There's nothing that says you cannot laugh at something that's funny.
Kevin, I appreciated it. It felt like I was doing a job. I was like, great, okay, keep going.
I just had enough. Like Goren was too positive about this. This is the fucking toy that's in the game. It's on top of this topper, and people lap it up. You want to Kong twice? Was there two Kongs in the game? He's gonna be moving up and down. Like that's too much.
I would argue that was probably one of my most negative topper talks, Nick.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. I hear like okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. Let's move it along. All right. What do we got next? Okay. Oh boy. Here we go. I didn't see this coming. So Dutch Pinball announces Retro Atomic Zombie Land Adventure. Like this company will not let the other company die. So this is our our friend, what the hell's his name? He's got it. Oh, Robert Mueller, which, you know, from this failed company, this guy cheated out elderly people from their retirement, you know, which is one of the most despicable things you can do. So he could just never produce a pinball machine. But they had like games that they were working on that never got released. So Dutch Pinball, a game that just will not let J-pop go or any of this stuff go, is going to bring this out to the market to see the light of day. Now, on the positive side of things, look, people put a lot of time and energy and work into this, so it is good that it's not totally wasted. It's going to come out and, you know, for people to buy it. It's going to have the weird cabinet design that Deep Root came out with, which, again, I don't think that people ever asked for cabinets to be redesigned. It looks weird in the lineup, especially for people with OCD.
It is going to have the weird cabinet design?
Yes, it's going to have the weird design. Yeah. Yeah. So there we go. I mean, it's allegedly they're going to make it and it's going to come out. They're going to plan to produce 333 RAZA units, which shows a lot of confidence in this game. I mean, you talk about production numbers. That's less than the 500 Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. So even they're like, okay, we'll make it, but it's not going to be a lot of them. So I don't know. I mean, I can't believe we're talking about RAZA again. You know, some things won't stay buried in the past and they get dug up. Again, the positive side of it is like, look, there's you know, work that's put into this. There's probably 333 people that want to see this and have it the light of day, so it will exist. And there we go. We'll probably, I don't know if I'll ever play one. Maybe one day. But
I think you were being too positive, Nick.
am I?
Yes.
Go ahead, shit all over it, please.
You know what? Here we go.
One up me. Let's see if you can. I don't think it's possible, but go ahead.
No, let's go. This game, you know, I hear you on people who put work into it. I do get that. That's one thing. But this game is the kiss of death. It is the continued kiss of death for pinball. It started with J-pop, and you know, with Magic Girl was part of the kiss of death there. But then we go over to Deep Root, and everyone knows the Deep Root saga. And now it's here, and I don't know why. Like, who thought this? There are so many other themes that need to be tackled and accomplished. I don't know why this is happening. I think it's a massive slap in the face to people who lost all this money in Deep Root, which it's once again, should they have put money into Deep Root in the first place? Probably not. But I think it is something that needs to disappear. And even though, yes, they're going to make tweaks to it and other things, I don't trust that it's going to shoot well either. I think it is a novelty thing that people are just going to throw their money at and say, look, I own a RAZA. I did it. But I think it is a kiss of death for manufacturers, and we need to move on from it. The pinball community needs to move on from RAZA. I think we had moved on from it, and then it's back. It's back.
Is Dutch Pinball better than Pinball Brothers?
I don't know. I don't.
It's a real Sophie's choice. Okay.
I don't.
Would you rather have a game made by Dutch Pinball or Pinball Brothers? You want an ABBA or you want a RAZA?
That's a.
All right. We broke Goren. We can. Yeah. The internet never forgets, Goran.
A RAZA.
Okay. Wow. That says it all. I think I agree with you, Goran. I agree with you. I would pick that too over an ABBA and anything made by Pinball Brothers.
But if I win a pinball raffle and have to choose one, I'll choose a RAZA, but I don't need one. If someone gives me one, great.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's a ringing endorsement. Okay. All right. We got. Speaking of, God, see this. You can just see how this is ordered. We're really moving down. Was that
a good? By the way, like, were you happy with my negativity, Nick? Was that?
That's my favorite question. Were you happy with my negativity, Nick? Yeah, it's pretty good.
Great.
Pretty good. Could use a lot more swearing, but like we'll work on that.
Got it. We'll work on it.
Okay. All right. Well, here we go. We've got another upstart pinball company. They're moving on to their second game. I don't even know if they sold any of their first game, but here we go. Game number 2. Hexa Pinball, the ones who did the What's that robot game called? I don't even know.
Is that Space Hunt?
Space Hunt, yeah, Space Hunt. I actually played it a month
Fun theme
ago.
song.
Already forgot about it. Okay, so they're making their next game. It's called a Three Musketeers game, which I gotta say, like I think that's a good move for a small company, is to use something that's like a free license to use, but it's everybody knows the Three Musketeers. Maybe not in depth of stories, but they understand what the Three Musketeers are. So that's what we got. They've announced it. They put a trailer out. The animation's kind of pretty looks pretty good. Like the drawings on it. Did you see it, Goran?
Yeah, I did. If we're just looking at the animation and such, I think it looks great. It's kind of exciting. As a company, I don't really know anything about them, and we don't know what the layout is, but this is a positive.
Yeah. All right, there's just something nice about that. Okay, so I'll never probably own this game. Never. Who knows if I'll ever play this game? It's going to come out in spring 2026, and let's move on. That's it.
Great,
That's it.
awesome.
That's all you're getting, Hexa.
That's the news.
Yeah, all right. That's the news. That's something nice. Okay. Not a huge news point, but interesting enough. So Pokemon, people have been rumored that's coming along, that Stern's putting out a Pokemon game. That is, according to Nap Arcade, back on track for Q1. I think Gomez must have revealed that at Pinball Expo. So it's on track for Q1 2026. Apparently Jack Danger was making it. Jack Danger is no longer making games, so George Gomez is going to finish it. I said, almost had a slip, a Freudian slip called, and I almost said fix it, but it's going to finish it. So I don't understand why Jack Danger has been yanked from games. I know that there was issues, kind of production issues, and just the shootability of X-Men. There's some frustrating things, but I mean, I think like Foo Fighters shot great, so I don't know why he got yanked. I don't know why Gomez is finishing it, but that's Pokemon. I can really give two shits about Pokemon. It's a kids thing for me. I guess maybe I'm too old for it to do that, or maybe I never had a childhood. There's that too, but
back kind of going back to the the designer aspect at Stern right now. Something that's kind of always amazed me is this is kind of, I think, a bigger discussion that we don't necessarily need to have, but in my opinion, I think Stern is releasing way too many games too frequently. I just, especially with how low the prices get frequently, I just don't know how they can sustain that many designers and that many different teams working on so many games all at once. It feels like I just play the newest game and 2 weeks later there's an announcement of either a remaster or a boutique game or a cornerstone, and we hear things like Zach saying it's their best year yet in general, but I don't know. There are the people who buy every Stern game, but there's only so much space. There are only so many people in the pinball community. There's gonna be a top that's hit at some point. So I also wonder if there's a personnel issue of just having too many designers and too many teams working on things.
Well, I mean, they got that huge facility that they built, so they got that
know.
line. So it's like, they're operating as if it's the good times of a
Yeah.
few years ago when there was so much money in the space, and they're flooding the market now, and it's the good times don't last forever. So we'll see how they operate when things
100%.
are tightened up. And again, that's why I thought that things were bad when you see Stern release games. You can just look on Pinside and see that there's not a lot of owners, and then. I've said this multiple times, but they've trained their customers not to buy games when they're new, just to wait till they hit the secondary market. Just look at like Kong, right? You can pick that up. No need to go out and buy an LE. There's plenty on the used market. And I don't see any reason for that not to continue. I don't know if Pokemon moves the needle. I know that.
I think it's a theme. I'm not a huge Pokemon person, but I think that it is a theme that a fair amount of people will be excited about. I know. There were a lot of Pokemon Go was a huge thing that kind of, I think, reinvigorated the brand of Pokemon. And I once again, I don't know a lot about it, but the trading cards were in value. There was a lot of value there recently, and those have kind of boomed again. So, I don't know how that correlates to pinball, but I think it's a decent theme for many people and might do well on location. I suspect it to be a good location game for the general public.
Okay. All right, well, let's move on to Star Wars impressions. This is not a review. Kevin, can you just come on and say it's not a review just to give that disclaimer?
Yeah, not a review. Can confirm.
Thank
Can
you,
confirm.
Kevin.
Can confirm. Kevin's played it. Can't weigh in on it. Goran, have you played this game?
Nope. I'll play it at IAPA. Unless Disney's gotten a few. They have the old Star Wars, and none of them ever work here. But unless Disney's gotten a few.
I know we talked about, like, on the last podcast, just, what we saw in the trailer and the visuals and some gameplay. So I played it. I was down in Virginia at Ocelot Brewing. Great place, by the way. They had a premium and a pro, which they usually do on new releases, I believe. And the premium was broken. I don't think that's a Stern's fault. I think it was like the key card reader wasn't working. So I played only the pro, and it is a Stern. I mean, that's just like it's a Stern Star Wars. It's doesn't do anything particularly interesting, doesn't do anything mind-blowing. It's a John Borg game. Like, these are like coded things where, like, everybody who's been in the space long enough knows exactly what I'm saying. It shoots fine. There's not really anything interesting in the gameplay, except for, like, I do enjoy that the pop bumpers have been moved down. There's 2 of them. This is the trend in pinball now, like taking the pop bumpers out from the traditional space and moving around the playfield. So I like that. That's probably the thing that I like the most about it, just because it does something to just kind of this generic fan layout. Again, I thought it shot well. The shots are tight but findable. Definitely got the rejects, which were super annoying, and everybody's been talking about this from the Death Star. Now, there's times when the Death Star's not open and you're going to get a reject. That's not the real reject. The real reject is when it's open and should go in there. And that's where you lock balls for multi-ball. So just very, very annoying. Became dangerous, and I was just starting to avoid it because it's not functioning properly. The best way to describe this game is, well, it's a Stern, but I found myself, because I was there and it was new, I wanted to play it more just to try to really get a feel for the game. But it wasn't like this one more game addiction, right? So I was playing it more because it was there, but I wasn't addicted to it. I didn't walk away like, this is a game I would consider getting. Star Wars is always a negative in my book. I don't really care about Star Wars. But it's just very middling. It's like, if I had to rate it today, it'd be like a 5 out of 10, like 6 out of 10. It's just kind of there. Nothing particularly interesting about it. I went back and played Potter a lot more.
Cool.
Martha was there with me. She can care less about playing this game, didn't gravitate towards it. So it's just nothing special. Nothing special, Star Wars. Not terrible. Not terrible. I'm not shitting on it per se. It's just unremarkable, soulless. I guess I am shitting on it. But it's Stern, right? Like, Stern's just like, make game. Here's a game, buy game, slap Star Wars on it, move on, next, make game, and do that. That's what this is. I feel bad for people who really like Star Wars, because, my God, if only Jersey Jack made the game, right? Like, it'd be amazing. And Star Wars is just never going to be anything impressive as long as it's in Stern's hands.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I can't speak to the gameplay. I haven't played it. I was surprised to see another Star Wars, because even though I guess it's not that new, previous Stern Spike 2 Star Wars still feels new to me. I know it's not that new, but I was just surprised to see it rehashed again. And yeah, for me, it just felt like toys thrown on a playfield, and I'm fine without it. I will play it, but I don't have an urge to play it. Yeah, it was an interesting choice.
Yeah, I think the question in my mind, do I like this new one versus the old one? I was never a huge fan of the old one. I'm still on the fence about that. It's almost like a coin flip to me.
Yeah.
This is new, so I'd rather spend more time and play it. But give me a year of playing this, and all the experience I've had on the old one,
I've played a
judge
little
what's
bit of
better.
the old one. Once again, I don't mind it. I enjoy flipping it, but yeah, I'm not going crazy over it at all.
Okay. All right. Kev, I just added this to the show notes. I don't know if you saw my message, but I just wanted to give a shout out to Michael. There we go. Michael Tomasin. He was at the. He's a local guy. He splits his time, Buffalo and some other undisclosed place. But Michael Tomasin is he's an author amongst I guess many things. Kind of like a historian in terms of video games, and I think that's his primary thing is more like video games, but he's also into pinball. So he wrote a pinball pinup book, and he was at the club. He was signing autographs on it and selling the book. I picked up the book. Kevin picked up the book, and if you like pinball art, horny pinball art, this is the book for you. And I certainly celebrate it. So it's proudly displayed in my home, and can definitely recommend it. I think pinball art is cool, and just to see like all the hand drawn art from decades past when you can actually put attractive women on a pinball back glass. Those days are done, unfortunately. But great book. Shout out to Michael Tomasin. I recommend checking it out. It's definitely worth the money. Okay, all right. Let's here we go. We've got an update from American Pinball. You guys were worried there'd be nothing from American Pinball, but here we go. We've got some update. So this, I think, Kev, this was something that they posted either on their page or I don't know where this came from. Someone sent me a screenshot of it.
I had no idea this was a thing until I saw it yesterday in show notes, and I know it's real, but I really struggled to believe it was real.
So you think, okay, what is going on in American Pinball? Well, they've got an update for you folks. So, Dayfix has been out for almost a year now, and they've been pretty quiet. You see your posts here and there, but kind of written them off to an extent. So here we go. I don't know who wrote this or who is the person who's commandeering their social media, but I'm going to read it out loud.
Please read it word for word. Word for word is very important here, I think.
I will do that.
Right.
Okay. Game plan has never changed. So I'm assuming that they're responding to something. I don't know what generated this, but I assume they're responding to something.
I think this is a comment because there's a reply button below it. So this isn't a comment. Yes.
All right. Game plan has never changed. ... Or 2 periods. Okay. This punctuation issue's going on. We plan to build games. Period.
No, we plan to keep build games.
Oh my God. My mind didn't. You're right, Goran. I got to slow down.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Because my mind doesn't accept that this is so fucking bad. Okay.
Right. Yes.
We plan to keep build games. Thank you, Goran.
You're welcome.
We don't talk about individuals that aren't here anymore, but no one was fired. Period. Okay. All right. Whatever. You fired, let go, whatever you want to call it. Like, we can play games. All right. I'm going to continue on. Quote, as a company, we have had times that we have laid off workers. And if you wonder why I'm reading this weird, it's just so I can just get it right, okay? I can't assume that they're going to use proper grammar. We have heard of ex-employees going around telling people we are out of business, ... We understand they want others to believe it, ... But doesn't make it true. Okay, you can pause there. All right, they're responding to what other people are saying. Personally, again, Kevin can't weigh in on this because this is his jam. He's probably he's probably on mute, like dying right now. This is not good. Okay, when you're trying to clarify what's going on with the company, you want to get this really dialed in. Okay, you don't even have to talk about what other people are doing. Just say that, hey, American Pinball is excited to continue producing games. We got a lot of things coming down the pipeline. Stay tuned. And that's all you have to say. You don't have to say people are out there talking about this or that. Like, I know you want to, but you just don't fucking do it. Okay. I'm going to continue on.
Great. Good.
All right. Goran's happy. Okay. Yeah. He doesn't like the commentary. I got it, Goran. All right. Let's go.
Go on. I'm kidding.
At no time have we ever shut down our line and stopped making pinball, which is capital there for no reason, machines or other amusement machines. For our American Pinball brand, we plan one, and it's written out as one, not spelled one. You don't do that, by the way. One new game per year. We didn't cancel the planned game 7 for this year, but due to licensing issues, it won't be released. I'm going to continue reading it. Okay. Unfortunately, that left us with no new game for AP for 2025. sad face. But we are excited for our 2026 AP game, Happy Face, along with other products in the amusements capitalized for some reason, space, ... home and commercial. All right. Here's the interesting thing. So everybody was saying, okay, Cuphead's their next game. I mean, it was just like, I don't think American Pinball ever said Cuphead is the next game. I can't remember. I really can't remember. This is like black hole memory. But it was always understood that it was Cuphead. And Dave Fix would in podcasts say that the license holder was very involved in the process. Like, he was bragging about how exciting it was to have a license holder that was so supportive and so involved with like decision making on the game. So now it's a licensing issue. Like, what the fuck is going on? This game is like, people have played it. It was, I'm not saying it was done, but it was certainly in a playable state. It sounded like it was almost ready. The Cuphead indie development team was supportive of it, behind it, helping them. Now there's a licensing issue. So is this just a classic, like, what is Dave talking about? Was that all fictional? What happened after that? Like, I don't know. Just more drama from this company. What a fucking mess.
I don't know who's running the company, and that felt like I was reading a Wish.com product description.
Yeah.
That-
I will say, though, that this press release is one of their best press releases I've ever seen. It's not a press release of comment, but this is some of their best that they've done. So
Great.
they're getting better there. They're getting better there. I think the grammar's improved.
Really?
Just,
Really?
yeah, we've talked about on other shows how some stuff wasn't great. It's at least on par, if not better.
So have you last show, did you all talk about Orbit Games? Their like new brand? Was that
No, I don't think so. No.
Oh, okay. Well, here's the deal. There's a new brand. I think it's called Orbit Games. Yes, orbitgames.fun. And American Pinball falls under that. There's also Polycade, which American was helping build. There is a new product called Flip It, which is digital pinball. We have Whirl-a-Ball, which was at Expo, I believe, which is like a skee ball thing, but not skee ball. They're apparently collabing with the Rockafire Explosion in 26 or 27, which is the animatronic show that predates Munch's Make-Believe Band at Chuck E. Cheese. It was at Showbiz Pizza.
What the fuck? You just said a bunch of words, and I believe it or not, I kind of understood it. I understand the Chuck E. Cheese brand. Okay, Rockefeller. Okay,
I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening.
Neither do they, Goran. So it's okay.
And let's not all forget. Not all forget how American Pinball started. All roads lead back to one person, J-Pop. It's J-Pop and Magic Girl. So he basically convinced the circuit board company to say, hey, make pinball machines. So they fell in love with J-Pop, bet all their money on that, and they were stuck trying to figure it out themselves. And I think it's just been a cascading effect since then. And now we are where we are, and I still have no idea what's going on.
No, neither do they. But
So,
I'm glad they're still in the mix. We gotta make sure we got some of our best reporters on the street to
I don't even know
give
who's
us
there
updates.
anymore. I don't know who's there anymore. I'm happy.
Orbit Games. I'm watching this right now. It says, I have a question.
They just announced their new service support manager, Ben. I did see that. Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't know.
All right, I'm gonna have to give them another look. They're popping out. I thought we moved on, but they're still.
We're in 3.0 now. We're in version 3.0. We had the J-pop era, the past era, and now.
So all that work on Cuphead out the door. They can't even.
That's really a bummer.
Yeah, I would love the story. So listen, if somebody who is no longer there, oh Jesus, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm sure Dave Fix will never come on the show. But if Dave Fix wants to come on the show, it might be the most listened show ever, and we can talk about Cuphead and all that. He's got to be past his NDA at some point. So
yeah.
All right. That is that. I don't know what else to say. Okay, so we're now on to mods you don't need. Here we go. I guess I got to break this down. This is not how it usually works. Usually, like I'm adjusting this. I don't even know what the fuck this is. Kevin, can you just can you tell me what this is? Just like a objective description. You're not shitting on it, okay? For all we know, you fucking love this thing and you're buying one.
It's
Objectively,
a
what
it's
is
a little
this?
screen you put in your coin door, and I'll leave it at that.
It's a little. What does the screen do, Kevin?
Read the description.
Okay, it's a 3.5-inch touch display. Is designed to enhance your pinball machine. Well, that's debatable.
It's a touch display.
It's got no. Oh shit, Goran! I say I missed that. It's a touch display.
no,
Yeah, you're right.
I mean,
This
you
is why
said
I'm glad you're here. Yeah,
it's a touch screen.
yeah. With a
Oh,
crisp
man.
320 by 40 resolution and a wide 170-degree viewing angle, it offers a clear, vibrant picture from almost any angle. Yeah, your crotch. If your eyeballs were where your crotch is, because that's where the coin door thing is, then yeah, you can fucking see that. That's great. Okay, it's really easy to set up. You can easily display your own images by saving in JPEG, a GIF. It's a GIF, not GIF. Stop saying that. Files to micro SD. I don't know. You put GIFs in there, so it just annoys you. Oh, here we go. We've got a video. Kevin's playing it. Let me see it. I gotta go. Okay, so yeah, you put Harry Potter in there, and you touch it, and it switches to Harry Potter. Okay. It's like okay, if you want like to put an elaborate, imagine you wanted to think like I'd really love like a sticker on the coin door, but I don't want to be committed to that sticker for life. Like, no, this is like a sticker that you can just change a still image and it shows up. So I don't know, somebody's gonna buy this, and
How much is it? $155.
A reasonable $155.
You know what?
That's
I feel like-
amazing.
I feel like
Chump
any-
Chucking Brody's $300.
It's really sad that we're at a point now where we're like, wow, what a steal.
Would you like this or the Luma legs if you had to pick one?
Luma legs.
You want the Luma legs
I
over
want
this?
Luma legs. I want Luma legs.
You don't want like a little thing on the coin door, a little light up thing that you can't see, but maybe other people can see, and
Which is going to act as a better nightlight. Think about
yeah,
that.
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It really does.
I mean, here's what I'll say about coin door mods. I do have on my Pirates and I think my Wonka, there was a while back, I don't even know if they're still around, Meso mods. They had like a coin door thing where it was a little like shadow box and they could put in your game number in there and it looked nice when you were far back. It just like added to the overall aesthetic of the game. So I had 2 of those, but this, especially being a touchscreen, that feels like an unnecessary expense. Who's going to sit there tapping to see the different pictures? It's so I can't.
Would you say it's a mod you don't need?
Yeah, you've
Okay.
broken my brain again.
All right.
Again.
All right. Whoever found that and put that on there, thank you. We need more.
Oh, this was incredible.
All right, keep on feeding us. This is the best segment of the entire podcast, hands down. Okay, let's go to game room updates. Goran, you got any game room updates that you want to share with the people so they can get to know you better? You're getting Winchester Mystery House. I'm super excited for you.
That's on order.
I'm jealous.
I just installed the Cactus Canyon Remake Lyman Code upgrade.
Oh, cool.
I have not had time to play it. I installed it and then the streamers of Pinball Mafia got into town and I immediately had to leave my house.
Yeah.
I've not had time to play it, but it's in.
I'd love to come down and visit you, but it's Martha. She's holding me back. She's not a Disney person, so I might have to just leave her at home and I'll come down.
Please, let's come visit. Oh,
All
what games are in my game room? Games in the game room. So here it's Cactus Canyon Remake, Pirates, Funhouse, Bally on Beam, like a third-party Fix-It Felix Jr. because I'm at Disney. A Golden Tee, a pachinko machine, a Pachislo machine, and a 61 multicade, and a skee ball machine that is from the arcade that I grew up in. And then I have let's see, I sleep next to a dialed in because why not? A Wizard of Oz, a Godzilla Premium, Cactus Jacks, which was my first game, a Revenge from Mars, a Beatles, another multicade, and another Pachislo machine, and a weird kinetic gumball machine. And then let's see, we're almost there. A TNA, a Spanish Eyes, an Old Chicago, of course. I gotta have Old Chicago. Guns N' Roses, Wonka, Sega South Park, Hobbit, a pitch and bat called Heavy Hitter, Monster Bash, a Nintendo Red Tent, a Big Buck Hunter, one of those coin op dartboards, and a Mega Touch.
You got a Big Buck Hunter. Which one do you have?
Sorry, I'd like. Oh, yeah, it's the older. Yeah, no,
older
it's
one.
the older one. It's
Okay.
the like full version, like the most
Yeah.
complete version of the older one.
Yeah.
But I got it for like a deal, and I think
Okay.
that's everything. And I can't believe I just did that from memory.
All right. Pretty good. All right. So all right. My update. I don't have a good update. My Godfather's down. This needs to be like a more Hall of Shame. So I'm getting kicked in the junk once again with Godfather. So I went to play the game. Doesn't even turn on. Kevin or somebody told me that's the battery's out. The game's only a couple years old. I guess it's come up on 3 years old, but the battery shouldn't be out already. So now I've got to like jump the game. I got to stick fucking paper clips into like some wires in the back box.
Oh, you could jump the game.
Yeah, I have not had time to deal with this fucking nightmare. I don't want to. This is terrible. This is so stupid and so bad. Have you had to jump a game, Goran?
I have
Seriously,
not. I have not. And I think it happens like when the battery dies, maybe. And I am not as great at changing the batteries in my game. So I'm surprised I haven't had to yet, but
Yeah.
day will come. I'm probably going to walk in the garage and see that Pirates needs to be jumped now. So thanks.
No, I have the worst luck. Okay, so I've got to do that at one point. We'll see. Maybe in a future update, how did it go, and what kind of fresh hell was I in store for? Okay, all right. Here's what's gonna happen. So, I'm gonna ask Kevin because I got to go run the bathrooms. Okay, and I want to be fresh for this. So
Great.
we're gonna have Kevin wrap up like the show of his usual like call to action and all that stuff, and he's gonna buy me like a good minute, and then the show's gonna be quote unquote over, and then Kevin's going to come back in because this is not pinball related. We're going to talk about Tron Aries because Kevin and I saw Tron Aries. We'll talk about that in a second. If you don't want to hear spoilers, then this is the time to hop off the podcast after Kevin goes through the call to action. So, Kevin, I'm going to step away. You do that, and then we'll jump into it.
Hey, I'm back. What's up? So if you haven't yet, be sure to check out the Buffalo Pinball website. While Nick's running to the bathroom, go to buffalopinball.com and get yourself some merch. We got cool shirts. I think I can show it here. Maybe I can. Nope, it's not gonna work. Never mind. Buffalopinball.com. We got shirts, swag, all sorts of cool stuff. Follow us on our social media channels. You can see them all down below me here. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube for archives of old shows, podcasts, and streams. We got hundreds and hundreds of gameplay streams with different pinball machines with tutorials, all sorts of cool stuff on there. Buffalo Pinball Group if you want to chat with us on Facebook. And then Discord if you want to do some real-time chatting when you should be working. You can do that right in our Discord. Email us, talkpinball@gmail.com. And that way, if you got feedback, if you got a mod you don't need, send them to Nick now. Everybody likes to send them to me because that used to be my segment, but send them to Nick, either on his Facebook Messenger or send it to talkpinball@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitch and subscribe to the channel if you want to support us. You can also support us by sending a donation to PayPal, buffalopinball@gmail.com for that. And of course, you can always drop a review at the podcast platform of your choice, wherever pods are cast and they accept reviews. You can review us there. So, and Nick is back. Look at that.
Okay. First of all, I want to thank Goran for joining us. What a treat, Goran! You crushed it. Good job. Round of applause for Goran.
This was fun. This was really fun.
We're not done seeing Goran because he'll have Topper Talk. You're not leaving us with Topper Talk, Goran. You're going to have more in the future, right? There's more Toppers to talk about.
I know there's an argument of I should just have them pre-filmed. But if I could get more than 10 hours notice, that'd be fun.
Okay.
Be
You
fun.
don't have to get fucking
we do
snarky.
one of these every month.
I was very nice to you. Yeah. It's not hard. You just said what you had to do.
You said
and you try to blame us for not having a Topper Talk. I hope everybody heard and saw that. I like how Kevin didn't let that go.
That's a very Jay Fairbrother thing to do.
Yeah, it's a fucking Jay comment.
What do you want from me?
I was being so nice too, Goran. All right.
We did Topper. Topper Talk was live. It was in the middle of the show. You're gonna have to
Yep,
go back and
yep.
listen to it.
Yeah.
No, this was so much fun. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Goran.
Okay.
So
All
Goran's
right,
gonna
let's-
just hang out and listen to Nick
Yeah.
talk shit about Tron and me tell you about.
You can
how I
have
liked
you
it.
can ask questions, Goran, but
I will-
Goran has
so-
not seen the movie.
So yeah, just to reiterate, I've never I don't watch movies. I haven't seen any Tron. I haven't seen anything.
But you're a theater kid. How is that why you don't watch movies? Like I would think that you like
No.
watch acting and performances.
No, I
because you're
don't.
interested in the art form.
I'm a pop culture idiot.
Huh. Interesting. You're an
Shocking.
enigma, Goran. You're an
learning-
enigma
you're
wrapped in a
learning
riddle.
lore, huh?
Okay. All right. Well, let's set the stage. So, everybody knows like Kevin is a huge Tron fan. All right.
All right, hang on.
Okay, he's gonna go. In case you need evidence, in case you don't believe, look at it. He's bringing his Tron light cycle.
Where is it? Look at that. It's the popcorn bucket.
This like, how much was that popcorn bucket?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
It was less than that little screen door that goes into your coin door on your pinball machine.
I mean, it's pretty cool. It's
Look at
pretty
that.
cool.
It's huge.
Like, do you eat it out of his ass? Oh, I
these
can't believe I
open
said
up.
that. Okay. Well, I was wondering where that goes. Oh, so you can share it with somebody. You can
That's
like
right.
sit on the
That's right.
couch
You
and
can
like.
share it.
All right.
All right. And it goes pew pew. Pew.
Okay. All right. So Kevin,
I
is
got
a
that one
huge
too,
Tron
RLM.
fan. Yeah,
Because
he's
you
got
need
the
two
other
custom popcorn buckets. This one turns on to you. Yeah, look
Okay. All right.
at that. All right.
Super fan Kevin.
As if it wasn't evidenced by the arcade machine and the pinball machine behind me.
So Kev went to see the movie and I hadn't seen it, and he was very nice. And he's like, "I want to go see it again." So that was cool. I'm really happy I got to see it in the theaters with Kevin. I saw Tron Legacy in the theater when it came out. I've got the 3D version. I watch it every once in a while. I don't watch a lot of movies again, so I'm a fan of Tron Legacy. I don't think it's like a brilliant, amazing movie, but I really enjoy it. Right. So Kevin, not only did we go see it, but we went and see in 4DX. 4DX. I've never
What?
seen a movie in 4DX.
Tell the people what the 40X is like for those who
Yeah.
haven't experienced it.
Yeah, so 4DX is like there's a lot of key jangling, right? Like so like you sit in these seats and the seats kind of like vibrate and move around and it sprays like air in your face and like water shoots in your face in certain moments. So like if they're like on like a car chase, the thing's gonna be like rumbling and kind of like shifting you around in your seat. It's not like you have to buckle up where it's like a roller coaster, like you're probably not gonna fall out. But that happens, and if they're like in a water scene or if it's raining, it will like shoot water at you.
There's smoke and
There's
like
smoke
extra
that comes off
lights
the
and
screen.
stuff.
Yeah. So it's gimmicky, but like there's certain movies where I can see that worth doing, and I'm glad we saw Tron that way. If anything, it helps with my experience.
That's funny. I was gonna say I feel like it was just a distraction. So I saw it twice. I saw it first in IMAX 3D, which when we got out of the 4DX version, you're like, which was better? I was like, the IMAX 3D was better. So my rule is, so I learned my lesson when we went to see Lord of the Rings when it came out, and we saw it in IMAX, and we sat down in like the front corner, and all we could see was like Hobbit feet the whole time. So if you've never been to IMAX, this is this like massive 2-story screen, and I was like, I'll only go to an IMAX movie if I can sit in the last row right in the middle, and that's what we did. So like as soon as the tickets went on sale, I got IMAX 3D tickets, center, dead center, back row. Was amazing, especially the moment, the opening moment when it's just like the Nine Inch Nails music hits and there's like the psychedelic stuff on the screen. I was like, oh yeah, I'm just like soaking it in at this point, right? And the other thing about Tron is like, so the first one came out in '82, and then like 30 years later, the Legacy came out, and now 15 years later, we're getting to see the third movie, and it's like, so like when a Tron movie comes out, it's like, for me, somebody who's a fan, it's like the anticipation's been building up for a while, so it was just like, all right, finally we're back.
And then, where would you rank this out of the three?
It's tough. It's like I like them all for different reasons. So we should also put on the record that you do not like the original Tron, right?
I mean, I I think I've seen bits and pieces over the years, or I've tried to watch it. Maybe as recently as 15 years ago, I tried to watch it, and it's just it doesn't do anything for me. It's very kind of boring. So I kind of don't care about the first one.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Like the entire Tron series, I feel like is a little boring. I feel like Legacy is the most straightforward, like action sort of movie. Like it's very fast paced. It keeps you going. They've gotten progressively less boring, I think, along the way. But as like a kid who is into technology and video games, and like the whole concept of like somebody going into a video game and seeing what the inside of a computer might look like, especially in the 80s when a lot of people didn't understand how computers worked. It was like, and like they talked about RAM. One of the characters' name was RAM, and like there's all this terminology that everybody knows now, but back then was like super inside nerdy geeky stuff. It was just like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, this is really cool. So
Okay.
yeah, so as far as like where I'd rank Legacy or Aries, I think, I don't know if I can rank them. I wouldn't even like rank the original Tron and Legacy. Like I just like them for two different reasons. I like this. So my cop out from actually ranking them is going to be like, I like the original. It's like amazing technologically what they were able to do. So it was one of the first feature length movies with CGI, and the whole like where they made them they filmed it in black and white and then like colored them all in with the laser grid kind of stuff on their suits. It was awesome. Cool, like practical tech mixed with the CGI. And then obviously Legacy took that to the next level with the early 2010s. Aside from Jeff Bridges' de-aging looking like a robot, that was bad, but the rest of the effects were really cool in that movie. And then Aries kind of steps it up even more fast-paced, more like action-packed, and cool, next level cool visual stuff.
Okay. Do you want to say anything more about Aries or your review, or are you good with that?
As far as like like the movie itself, like I said, I think it was like a fast pace. I liked how it. So for somebody who likes the original Tron, I like that it tied back to the original. And spoilers, there's gonna be spoilers throughout this. So there's an awesome scene where it really ties back to the original grid, and you get to see Flynn again, and it's like total nostalgia trip out moment. And I'm like, this is awesome. We get to go back to the original grid, and there's cool attention to detail, like where Ares drives through the wall off of the light cycle grid is like where Flynn crashed through the wall back in the original movie. So there's all these cool tiebacks. So that to me tells me like the people that made this movie understood the property and did it justice. And it wasn't just like, okay, we're gonna do another Tron movie for doing the sake of doing a Tron movie. So yeah, I saw a comment about Jared Leto in chat, and yeah, he's allegedly this super creepy culty guy. I don't really know anything about Leto personally. I don't follow like celebrity stuff, but because I'm into Tron, I heard some of this stuff, and I'm like, well, that's awful. That sucks. Maybe it's terrible. But I also heard that the only reason this movie got made is because he was a super big Tron fan, and he pushed, and maybe even, I don't know if it's true or not, that he helped fund make the movie. So without him, the movie wouldn't exist. So, and I think his performance, I don't follow his career at all, but he seemed good as the Ares character. It was like a good like mix of robotic expressions and slowly coming to more life and showing more human sides of him throughout the length of the story. But yeah, and then at the end, again, as a huge Tron fan, there's tiebacks to the original with Sark and the Legacy movies with Sam and Cora. They hint at that, so I do hope that we're able to get another one out of the series that kind of brings all that to light too.
I heard that originally there was supposed to be a movie Tron Ascension, and like Ares would have been like the bad guy in it, and it was probably going to be a continuation of what is it, Sam Flynn, right, the kid, and then Cora. Is that what your understanding was like originally they had planned? Yeah,
and then apparently Leto was like, I like this Ares character. Let's explore him more, because he was going to be Ares, and he's probably a total narcissist and wanted to make the movie about him. You know what I mean?
Of fucking course. Okay, so that would have been the better. I would have said that would have been the better movie, right?
Yeah.
Where Aries was the bad guy, but okay. All right. Anything else, Kev?
Let's hear the Nick Lane take.
All right. I mean, I thought this movie was fucking terrible.
There it is.
Yeah. Why was it terrible, Nick? It has nothing. It has almost like nothing to do with Jared Leto. First of all, just to be fair, it's like he was neither a positive or a negative in the movie. I guess, like, what is this fucking movie? Why I don't care about anybody in the movie, right? Like, this is the fundamental problem. What the movie should do. Like, I feel like I've got to care about the characters in the movie. And I don't care about, and I don't like any of them. That's just like, that's the biggest problem. So the main character, what's the main character's name, Kev?
Oh, Eve Kim, the woman?
Eve Kim. All
Yeah.
right. So Kevin knew it. So this is good. So Eve Kim, I've already forgot her. She fucking, like, if I can name one problem with the movie, it's Eve Kim. This is a terrible character, a terrible actress. Like, you could have replaced her with like a cardboard cutout of her and you would have gotten the same effect. Like, she's no emotion, no nothing. Do not like this person. Don't care about. Like, she's not even acting. I think she's like just showed up and was like a stand-in or something. I have no idea. That's a problem, right? Like, she is the replacement for Sam Flynn. All right. So if you watch Legacy, Sam Flynn's not in this. I don't know why, but now Eve Kim is suddenly the CEO of MCOM, right? So it's okay. She's the new person that you're supposed to care about in the thing. And I don't care about her. Don't care about her at all. There's nothing likable about her. Just no acting range, no emotion. Kevin, she has less emotion than Jared Leto, who's the AI. Okay, think about that, though. It's fucking true. She's less emotion than that. So the story is, this is like, I guess, the story, and you can correct me if you see a different perspective, but like, it's like, they even say this in the movie. Like, you're supposed to, there's a thing in movies where you're supposed to like show, not tell. They even like call it like Pinocchio. So like, okay, so Jared Leto's the AI. Jared Leto becomes like a real person. That's what the kind of the story is, right? That's a theme in there. But they literally tell you that at one point. The villain, who actually the guy who's the villain, does a pretty good job, I thought. And
Yeah.
probably the best
The
actor in
Dillinger
it was-
character.
Yeah, the Dillinger character.
Julian Dillinger. Yeah, he was
He
awesome.
does a good job,
Yeah.
right? He emotes. He's an actor versus Eve Kim, who, again, I do not know why she wasn't fired. I do not know why she was picked. It's very bizarre. She fucking ruins the movie. And then Gillian Anderson, who's Dillinger's mom, does a great job. She's a great actress. So they definitely help carry the acting part of the movie. But the bad guy Dillinger says at one point, he calls, Aries Pinocchio, right? Okay. Right around the nose. So it's tough to care about any of the characters that are happening. I don't care about anything that's happening on the screen because I don't care about that. Contrast that with Tron Legacy, and it's not like the acting or anything was incredible, or Sam Flynn character is incredible, but like, what is that movie about? That movie's about a father and a son relationship. Sam Flynn grows up without a father, thinks his father abandoned him. They reunite, right? And like, at first when he meets Clue, he thinks it's his dad, and like it's this awkward thing. And then he meets Flynn, his dad. They reunite, they solve a problem. There's almost like a religious element too, where like the idea of son of Flynn, and Flynn is like the god in the Tron universe and all that. But it definitely, like, I care about those characters. I care about Cora. I care about Sam Flynn. I care about Flynn and what's happened to him. And it gets a little bit emotional at the end with his father and son thing, and it's nice. Okay, that's how I would describe that story. And that's the story arc. That's the context of the story. And then you have this cool thing in Tron Legacy where they're in the Tron world, and most of the story it's in the Tron world, where that's where you want to be. Most people want to be in the Tron world and see that. So I thought that was well. Contrast this where most of the story is not in the Tron world. You've got characters that I absolutely do not care about. The main character, Aries, like, again, I don't really care about Aries, but he transforms from like a killing machine. He's the god of war, right? Aries, a killing machine. He's supposed to go out and kill Eve, who's this 30-year-old Asian woman CEO, who they try to insert some drama of her sister died, but they don't really even show that. It's just kind of mentioned, talked about in memories. Spend zero time on it. So first of all, Kev, when he goes into the real world, Aries goes in the real world to kill Eve Kim. He's like the best killing machine. They send 2 of their best killing machines from the Tron world, and somehow Eve Kim bests them. She bests them. She's better than them. That's fucking stupid. All right, when they're having the battle.
Sam does that shit in Legacy, and like Flynn did that in the original one. You know, so it's like the characters that go into the grid always end up winning. You know what I mean? Like,
who do you think is better, Sam Flynn or Eve Kim? Like,
I mean,
Sam Flynn's more.
They're all like company CEOs, if hired for nepotism reasons. It's like, okay, they both magically knew how to ride light cycles when they as soon as they came across them because they knew how to ride a motorcycle. You know what I mean? There's a lot of parallels with the old movies.
Okay, so then at the
Sam
end,
jumped off a building. Yeah, exactly.
So Eve Kim bests them in the light cycle thing, like, you know, super easy to do. But they catch up with her in the end, and then this is the whole thing. This is like the moment where like fucking broke me. This is like the show don't tell. So like the whole story is that, you know, the AI who's designed to kill becomes like human, right? He gets human feelings and emotions and all that. He becomes a better person. And when he captures like Eve, he sees in his like visor that it says empathy on it, because she asked him something. She's like, "Oh, you're a program or something," and he reads and it says the words empathy. It's like, what the fuck is this writing garbage? Like, this is so stupid. Like, in that moment, suddenly he goes back and he's like, I can't be a bad person now. I've got to be a good person. And then like he goes in 5 minutes from trying to kill Eve to then suddenly, nope, I've got to disobey my programming and I've got to save her. It is the dumbest fucking writing I've ever seen. And like, look, I go into a movie and like you suspend disbelief, right? Like, it's like an agreement. Like, I'm gonna suspend my disbelief, but like you can't insult me, right? You've got to get like put good actors on the screen. You've got to do all this. You have the basic level threshold writing. Like, I feel like they've just really failed at that in this movie, where Tron Legacy did it a lot better. So that's my main issues with it.
Yeah. So a couple things. It was funny to hear you say that you thought there was more Tron World in Legacy, because I remember one of the big critiques about that movie being like, oh, it takes so long to get into the grid. It's like, and this was like, all we want to do is the whole first part of the movie is outside the grid and blah, blah, blah. So it's like, in Aries, he got in there a lot quicker, but then there was a lot more time outside of it later. So it was like back and forth. I felt like there was a good balance of grid and like real world stuff. And that's kind of like the nature of the movies. But the AI story, so the storyline to me is like, it does feel like it doesn't have the emotional punch that Legacy had, but I feel like it's relevant, particularly now with the development of AI and what the implications are of that for the current world. You know, looking back at the original Tron, it was like predicting what the future of computers and computing in general was going to be, and now we're kind of like at this other inflection point with technology. So I feel like it was a good time to jump back in and kind of harness that angle for the Tron storyline. As far as it being hard to follow, it not being hard to follow. So like one of the critiques of the older movies was that it was hard to follow. It's boring. It's like, I don't understand what's going on.
The original one or the second one?
Both of them. Oh. Yeah, I think the storyline's a little convoluted in Legacy, and it takes a couple of viewings to get through it and understand it. Whereas Aries, I feel like, is a lot more straightforward, and I feel like they were making a play to make it more wide-ranging appeal so they could keep it going. It's also, I see that the show don't tell thing is definitely a trend with stuff like streaming and Netflix, that because the idea is like people just put it on and then they do other stuff. So it's like just like say what you're doing versus, you know, showing it or so I don't know if it's like an attention span thing or just general bad writing in general, but yeah, I do agree that it was a little more on the nose, but that also made the storyline easier to digest and more of a straight up popcorn action movie kind of thing. So
I mean, like the whole story, like where he becomes human, there was like, he's interacting with Eve, who's like the least human person I've ever seen on a screen, right? Like that was just like such a misstep. They could have had like an emotional impact where like him as the AI really understands what being human is and emotion. Like his big thing is like, oh, it's raining. Like this is like, oh, rain. All the characters are like, oh, it's rain. Like, what is this? I'm a human. Like rain.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. Or like when
it's
they're
so
in
bad,
the
writing.
building
It's just so
when
bad.
the sprinklers come on and she's like, "Oh, I'm all distracted," and then she dies.
It's so
It's like-
stupid. Yeah, it's so bad. It's just such bad writing. I thought the one good thing I will say is the pacing was good. The pacing was good. Like you're right. Like Tron Legacy is slow going in the beginning. This pacing was good, but I just didn't care about anything that was happening. Like things are happening on the screen, like constantly. It's moving along. It's easy to follow because it's kind of so stupid.
Yeah.
But like I just didn't care about any of it. That's the problem. I mean the music was good, of course. I don't think it was as good as Daft Punk. It was kind of like highs and lows in terms of the music. But certainly good decision on having Nine Inch Nails in there. And again,
I mean,
not
yeah,
as good as Legacy, but that's a high bar, so I'm not gonna like rag on that. Like I think Legacy had also better action sequences. Like I like the light cycle battle in Legacy better than like the light cycle sequence when they're in the real world. Like it way better in Legacy. I like the disc battle better in Legacy than when like they went from one, like remember like when they were attacking one corporation was attacking another corporation, they just kind of ran in there. Like that was not very exciting, right?
I
That
like
was kinda
I do like when we got to see that little bit of the Encon grid a little bit, and then they went back to the 82 grid, so you got to some touch points for the other ones.
Yeah, and I can nitpick on the 29-minute thing, how like at the end, like they just threw that out that made no sense when that slow moving what is it called?
The recognizer.
The recognizer comes and like it just drives like this. So like, all right, that's gonna take it a couple hours to get there.
Well, they don't
But
go very
anyways,
fast. The recognizers don't go fast.
right. So the 29 minutes makes no sense, right? Like that, like they just, but like that's like nitpicking. Like
Dude,
I
that
can,
shit
like,
was
that's
so good though. Like when the recognizer, it's like, oh shit, here comes the recognizer. I was like, for me, it's like I'm just such a Tron nerd. I'm like, I love when all that shit happens. I'll like, give me
Yeah.
more light cycle battles, some disc wars, some recognizers, make it cool, make it a visual spectacle, make it crazy, and like I'm all in. You know what I mean?
I just wanted like writing that and acting that just didn't insult my intelligence. Like, right? Like I'm not asking for a lot. I think in fairness, I'm not, but like it's bad. Eve Kim is like the worst fucking character.
So
Almost the
you
worst
got
character.
hangups with Eve, but that's fair. I didn't think she
I
was
don't even
that
have a
bad.
Jared Leto problem. I mean, he's
I
just
know.
whatever. I mean, he's just
He
whatever.
was just kind of like
he's-
nothing in the movie, right?
Yeah, he's just kind of there. Like, it would have been cooler if he was like this menacing bad guy or something chasing, everybody.
Well,
but,
that was his counterpart there, the one that was kind of like the Terminator. She was pretty awesome when she was chasing Eve Kim on the motorcycles and like coming up that parking ramp after her. That was pretty cool.
yeah, that's okay. That's okay. That's all right. That's all right. All right. Well,
There you
go.
I will say, Aries got better viewer reviews than Legacy and the original Tron.
I'm
on
surprised.
Rotten
Yeah,
Tomatoes.
that's. I mean, good for Tron fans, right? Like, I was shocked to see that. What did reviewers were like in the middle? Like,
Yeah,
50?
it was kind of around the same place where
Yeah.
Legacy was, I think. Legacy
Yeah.
in the original. Well, yeah, which I was shocked.
About the same. Yeah.
Yeah. So people kept being like, "Oh, that's such a bomb," but it was still the number one movie in the country. It didn't make as much money as they wanted, but I feel like people aren't going to the movies like the way they used to.
Yeah.
Because in reality, it's like if it's not a movie you love, you just wait a couple months and you just watch it on your couch. It's wild. So, and I also feel like that's a result of social media, because social media, it's like, here's the negative thing that happened versus like, oh, it's actually doing pretty good with viewers and it's the top movie in the world, but it's like, oh no, it is bombing based on its budget. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Well, I mean, that's true though. I mean,
It's-
if you don't make money, your goal
but
of
so
movies-
did Legacy and so did the original.
Yeah.
They all
So
bombed.
they all bombed. Yeah.
Yeah.
They all bombed.
Yep.
No, I think no more Tron movies. I think that
Well, yeah, we'll see you in
maybe
15
in our
years.
lifetime. Yeah, I don't
Exactly.
know.
Maybe we'll
know.
get one more when
I
somebody
thought
else is
that-
dumb enough to try it again. I don't know why they keep trying, but I'm happy they do every couple decades.
I think speaking of AI, that script was probably written by AI, or I don't know, like AI acting. It's just I don't know. All right, I'm done. I'm done. I said my piece. I wanted it to be good, and
There you go.
I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna watch it again. But
It was Nick and I saw it on a Tuesday, and I didn't realize Tuesday was like bargain nights, but there was quite a few people in that theater, and that was the Tuesday after it came out. So
It was 10 people, I think.
Yeah,
There was maybe 10 people in the theater. Yeah.
not bad for a Tuesday night. And
Yeah.
we saw it at the Tinseltown in Rochester, and that was the Saturday it opened, and there was pretty good turnout there. So
There's more people watching us talk nonsense than there was in the theater. By
all right,
about 3x.
that's enough Tron talk.
All right.
We love you
Well,
guys.
thanks for doing that. We'll see you guys. Take care.
Let's see ya. Bye.